So I believe we are live.
Ooh, it says there's 5 there.
Yeah, five. Oh, three of them is us, and then we got Mike and Beth and
And
Melissa. And
Melissa?
let me. So good morning, everybody, and hello, Mike, and everybody. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Rowena
You
and
gotta get rid of the Phyllis Diller hair.
making this yourself so pretty. How are you ladies doing today?
I'm good.
You good?
I've been up since 2.
At 2 o'clock. You beat me.
Cramps in my leg.
Been up since 5:30.
Ah, she
Oh,
slept in.
I did. I did.
sometimes it's good to sleep in. That's good.
That's sleeping in for me.
So, welcome to everybody, and happy Mother's Day. I know it might be a slow morning. I love that you joined us, and anybody that's going to watch the replay. And it's become a habit to share things that we purchased. We purchased in
Leanna's
we were talking about. Hey, Liana, how are you? Morning. So I did buy that. I did buy that little book that you gave us, the embroidery book that you shared, Deb. And I also bought the pocket guide to stabilizers,
okay.
and
That's
I bought my embroidery kit that I started,
Ah,
we can
and
start
it's so
embroidering.
got the embroidery. Um, your internet is buffering. Is your internet okay?
Mine is.
Mine's
It's
fine.
probably the solar flares. And I think something happened last night because sometime in the middle of the night, my computer just turned on.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, it just turned on. And um, yeah, the flares. So I was thinking about the flares, and we just do off topic discussions in the morning because nobody is really thinking. We've had the eclipse or the zombie apocalypse, and then now we're having solar flares. And for us sewists, you really need to go and find you a treadle in case the electric goes out, and you need to stock up on cigarettes so you can go down
Oh,
on the side of the street and say, I got a carton of cigarettes. If you would trade it for that fabric, go buy me some fabric or thread.
Ah.
Yeah, nothing weird going on in this world. But yeah, we need to start hoarding things that we can barter. A can of corn for a yard of fabric, But there's some interesting things. And talking about interesting things, have you noticed the strawberries this year? Has anybody bought strawberries this year?
I have.
Have you?
Hmm.
Well, my granddaughter loves fruit. And so we went out and we bought a pint of strawberries for her. She picked out the strawberries, whatever, and she said, Meemaw, these strawberries taste weird. And I said, what? She said, these strawberries just taste weird. She said, it's like they're red, but they're not red. They don't taste red. And I'm like, okay. Hey, Sheila, how are you? And she said, I think I'm just going to make them seeds. I'm going to draw them out and grow them. So we put them on a paper towel, cut the strawberries, put them on a paper towel, and set them outside. And No ants went on it. No flies flew on it. You know, because normally when you have fruit or something, you'll have bees that fly around it. Nothing touched these strawberries, and they sat out there for a week. And they did not even mold. I mean, but so I'm wondering what is going on. Hey, Janice, how are you? I'm gonna let me see. Yeah, weird alien berries. I think they were born during the eclipse or something. But to me, that is just so weird because, you know, normally fruit will have worms on it, even if it's off, something will touch it. You'll have worms. Hmm. You're sewing on borders, Liana. That's okay. How's your daughter doing? So what do y'all have to discuss? What do y'all have for us? Oh, Sheila's coming up.
Good. Hey,
How are
Sheila.
you doing, Sheila?
Hi, Sheila.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I guess I'm awake.
Awake. Yay.
I was awake at 1, got up at 5, you know.
Oh Lord, I got up at 2.
Oh my gosh.
It's those solar flares. Okay, so what's coming next? This. Oh, and Liana is coming up.
Yes. Hi,
Oh,
Liana.
the early risers. Good
You got a
morning.
party going on right now.
Morning.
A Mother's Day party.
I
Yep.
know. I know.
So my daughter is doing well. She is healing every day. It's just going to take time, but
Mhm.
she's not in the hospital. She's home, and she gets blood work. I don't know, every other day or something, and her enzymes keep going down, which is good. Because
Mhm.
so yep, that's where we're at. And then I'm, like I said, I'm sewing sewing borders. I'm not going to be here that long because I think my son's making me breakfast.
Oh,
Well,
that's
how
nice.
nice.
Aw.
Yeah.
How nice.
So how is everyone there?
Good.
Fine.
Good.
Mike said he should schedule his Zoom at 2 a.m. and then you have lots of people. You would, Mike, because you'd have the late nighters from the West Coast.
You wouldn't have
They'd
me.
come to see you. They'd come to see you. So has anybody seen the Northern Lights?
No.
No, I
No.
fell asleep. I fell asleep early on the day, and apparently here it was phenomenal. I saw the light. I mean the pictures. Kind of upset, but I fell asleep. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pictures in my community of it, but I went outside and I saw nothing.
Well, I saw something that somebody saw in Florida. They could see the Northern Lights in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you would be able to see it this far south. So I didn't even go look, and I feel cheated. I feel cheated.
Too late now.
Uh,
Deb, I bought when you start embroidery, you need to get this little threader.
Uh-huh.
You see
I've
it?
seen those.
oh, with the light on it?
Light.
Yes, because I can't thread a needle worth anything. I can't see it, and I have bifocals, and my glasses. I keep missing it every time I try to thread it.
That's why it got me an automatic threader on this machine.
Yeah, I have an automatic threader on mine too.
Because I couldn't do it. I had to keep calling my husband in. I need you to thread this for me. I cannot see to get it in that little hole.
I can't either. I can't.
So I do everything I possibly can without having to ever rethread.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I had an automatic threader on my other machine, but it didn't thread right. You know how you have those machines and you just can't catch it?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah. So when I got this one, I wanted to make sure that the threader worked, the automatic threader worked. And that's one of the reasons why when I free motion quilt, I don't like to break thread because I don't want to have to, I don't change colors because I don't want to have to thread that darn needle all the time.
Yeah, I can't get my automatic threader to work on my Bernina 770. But I have this little like 430, which is a lot smaller Bernina. And I just keep it in a rolling cart to take to sewing retreats. And
Mhm.
it works every time. But I don't have trouble threading it. But one thing I do, I kind of put my left hand up there close to it, and that just kind of helps me see the needle. But I can thread it easy.
I even
I
put a piece of paper behind it so I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was it? Jean was saying that there is a right side and a wrong side to a needle. And that
I've heard that before.
yeah, and that it will thread better on a specific side. So if you're having trouble to turn your needle and it will go in, but if you can't see, if you're half blind like me, it's not going to help anything.
Well, in my featherweight, when you thread it, you go the position of the needle, the thread goes to the left.
Left to right, doesn't it?
Yes.
Where mine is. Right.
Yeah. So that's a little bit different.
So what's your plans for today? Any good plans for Mother's Day? Is your better halves cooking for you? We already know that Leanna's getting breakfast. Lucky her. Sheila, is somebody coming to
Well, after church, this is our Sunday that I go meet my friends and we go to McAllister's to eat,
Mhm.
and then we're going to play cards. But there's usually 5 of us, but only be 3 today because the other 2 are doing things. It's a mother and daughter, so they'll be with each other. But of the 3 of us, none of our moms are living.
Mhm.
So, and my one daughter, she sent me like a sun catcher and a 2 bouquets of tulips. And I have them.
Oh,
I'm waiting for them to open up. And
yeah, look.
that daughter is going to Memphis. She's already there, Memphis, Tennessee, to my nieces. And she's picking up a bedroom suit that was her great grandmother's.
Oh, cool.
And she's taking it to her. It was my mom's mom, that side of the family. So that's kind of neat.
I'm going to be sewing guilt free. That's my Mother's Day wish, to be able to sew for the day guilt free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
That's the best thing.
used to my son, this would be our day together, and we do an outing and go out to eat somewhere. We might do just a little day trip,
Mhm.
So it's just different. But both my girls are upset because they know that he's not here to do something with him. And I said, well, I've got plans,
Mhm.
I'm not just going to stay home. So
Mhm. That's good for you. I mean, that you're actually going to be around people. It just keeps your mind off of things, keep your mind busy.
yeah. And one of them has 2 sons. One lives in town, one lives in another state, and they're not doing anything with her. And then the other girl never married or had children.
Mhm.
So it'll be just us. But we've been doing this probably 8 years, I'd say. Once a month, we all meet and play cards. So it'll be fun.
So Janice, you think they're doing something special for you? Maybe you're getting a new vehicle.
Maybe you just don't want to know.
Yeah, that's nice.
Could be dangerous. What they're planning.
Yeah, that's true. I know that my daughter is working this weekend, so I won't be able to see her. And so that means I won't be able to see the grandkids. But that will change next weekend when I start my month-long visits with one grandchild apiece. You're happy to stay in? Well, so oh, and y'all, I got
got
my
the notice that we went live.
huh?
I just got the notice that we went live.
Oh, really?
Really?
You know,
I got it about 5 minutes ago.
I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Somebody was saying that I think it was, I don't know if y'all follow Mimi's
Mimi's Frugal.
Living, but
Yeah.
she was saying that they were taking a bunch of her subscribers away.
Really?
Yeah. And so they're either doing a cleanup or I don't know.
I've
A
heard
few
of,
minutes apiece, Janice.
Jeez.
I've heard of different people saying, well, when they go to their YouTube, they notice a lot of their people they subscribe to aren't there anymore, and they have to resubscribe.
Yes, that's happened to me. And I still haven't gotten the notification that you're live.
I got
Oh
a
my goodness.
I just know that you're live on Sundays at 7 in my head.
Melissa, my husband doesn't do anything for me for Mother's Day either. He has always said, "You're not my mother." So,
Yeah, that's what mine says.
That's true.
yeah, and that's true. It's for the kids to do something for the parents, and I'm
Yeah.
not his parent. I may act like it, but so
Yesterday, my husband took a shower, and when he got out, he says, "Did you hear somebody knocking at the front door?" And I said, "No, I didn't hear nothing." And he says, "Oh, I heard him." And I said, "Well, who was it?" And he says, "I don't know. There wasn't nobody there when I got there." Oh. And he says, "Oh, I just assumed that it was something for you, being that today is Mother's Day." And I said,
Mhm,
"Well, I'm not expecting nothing."
Yeah.
mhm.
Our local postman, if he brings a package to the door, he'll do a little knock and then he just turns around and leaves. He'll do that.
Our FedEx guy does that too, which is really nice. So I can run out and get the package before. And I've never had a problem with anybody stealing any of our
Me
packages.
either.
No,
No.
I haven't either.
We haven't either.
It's a relatively good neighborhood. We have some transient people around here, but they've never touched anything. So
I'm 2 houses from the corner, but you go across that street.
mhm.
Mm,
Mm.
mm, 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 mm.
Now, years ago, many years ago, you get robbed all the time. Well, Mike, you just got to get out of New York. I can't help you there. But yeah, many years ago, when my grandson was little, somebody stole some pecans. Our neighbor used to have pecan trees before, she sold the house and everything. But we would go and pick up the pecans from her tree, and we had big buckets of pecans. And somebody went into my laundry room, because this is an older house. My laundry room is actually in an outside unit. And somebody broke into my laundry room, took the baby stroller, a quilt, and dumped all the pecans in the quilt and stole it in the middle of the night.
Maybe they wanted to sell them and get money.
Well, one of the containers that it was in is it was an old pot, big old cooking pot. Yeah, that's nuts, Mike. That's nuts. But it was it was more valuable than the pecans that were in it. And they just threw the pot on the grass, left the pot on the grass. But they stole all my pecans, and I was so distressed because they stole a quilt. I'm like, I didn't care about the pecans, but they took the quilt. Who knows where that quilt ended up? But other than that,
You never know. You might see a homeless man one day with that money.
oh, we only have one homeless person that I'm aware of in the city that I've never seen anybody else. Now we got a lot of questionable people that walk up and down the streets in the middle of the night, but
Well, where I live,
They're
there's
probably from New
there's no
York.
public transportation, so we're too far out for them to walk out here.
yeah, we don't have public transportation either. They have these Medicaid vans that go around that will pick people up to go
Yeah.
to their doctor's appointments. But other than that, we don't have a bus system here.
Yeah, no, we don't either. We're too far from Oklahoma City to do that.
Oh, my.
But they were people over here pay their cousins and stuff to drive them to the big city that's 30 minutes away. But have no buses, nothing, no van system, nothing. But everything is so close that you can walk. If you live in the city, now if you get out in the country, it takes a little longer to get around. But we have just a small town, the type of town that Mike needs to move to.
I don't dare walk at night at all anymore.
Well, my husband won't let me.
Well, I told you about across the street, 2 houses down. Well, I don't want to go that way.
Well, we have you hear gunfire all the time, and especially during hunting season.
Oh,
You hear
okay.
yeah, you hear gunfire all the time, and it's really country. So whenever even when it's not hunting season, somebody might be shooting a rifle because they're shooting at a snake or who knows what they're shooting at.
We've had a
Feral
lot of
pigs.
shootings right in the next town.
Yeah, so
lately.
you do hear gunfire every once in a while, but overall, it's not a bad town.
Well, if you hear gunfire here, the police are going to come because it's like within the city limits. So
Mike, Mike, I'm wondering if nobody approaches you, is that because you look a little bit more suspect or weird than
That's
the person
because
trying to
like
attack
those-
you?
It's because he looks like
Good
Phyllis
escort.
Diller.
I mean, I'm afraid to go out at night here, but because there's bears, and I don't want to
Wow.
say
Yeah,
run
I
into a
don't
bear.
want to.
That's my issue. It's just wildlife. We have bears, we have foxes, we have coyotes,
Oh yeah.
mountain lions.
well, when it's dark, I just
Fishers.
want to be home.
Yeah. We have critters here too. We don't have bears this far south, but
Oh, we
I know-
have bears.
yeah, that would be kind of scary, especially when they have their cubs.
He looks like an undercover cop. People run.
Is that true, Deb? Does he look like an undercover? You need to give us the scoop.
Well, he
You
probably has a hat on and a coat, a trench coat. and-
In the summertime here, you can go outside after dark and you can hear like 2 different coyotes calling to each other.
Mhm.
But it sounds pretty far away. But if you listen, you can hear it.
Well, we have, at night, that's when the coons come out, and you can hear the coons talking to each other in the middle of the night.
Huh.
If you s- and sometimes it just catches you by surprise because they're close, and you can hear them just talking.
Huh.
Yeah, we got skunks out here. I mean, like at nighttime, oh, it's too much. Too much for me to want to go out there unless I.
Mm.
Yeah. No. I heard birds this morning. Must have been
Yeah.
about 3:30, 4 o'clock when I heard them.
Joe has bears that walk around in her backyard too.
Psh. Where you
Mm.
live at, Joe?
No bears here.
We don't get bears. I've seen coyotes around here.
Bernice has a bit of everything. We just have creepy crawly things around here. Just
Central New Jersey.
we get
I
these
didn't
big
know they had bears.
we get these big bugs that in the middle of the night I have a screened in porch, and sometimes a big old bug would just kind of land on my screen porch, and I was like, what kind of bug is that?
Uh,
A bug I've never seen before. And
June bugs are good sized.
Andrea, you have an armed escort.
Yes, it's dangerous to leave her house.
Now, Andrea, where do you live again? One day I'm going to write down where everybody lives so I don't have to keep asking. But I'm old, so I'm forgetful.
you live.
Sorry, I was ironing. I live in the Catskill Mountains in New York,
Oh, okay.
and I live on the watershed, whereas like the reservoir, and behind my house is the Esopus Creek that feeds into the reservoir.
So,
So I
yeah,
think that's why I get everything.
yes, you draw a lot of wildlife.
There's quite a few people in New York and New Jersey. So Terry's in New York too.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that little short that she did, or that little video about the snail?
No, not yet. I saw
No, I haven't.
the notification, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Bernice is 300 yards away from a reservoir. And then Andrea is from Houston. So Houston has some interesting wildlife itself in Texas.
Does anybody have any of those? I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but Katie's.
Oh,
Cicadas?
Cicadas?
Yeah, those. We don't.
They are out. They're starting to hatch out, and they are loud.
No,
I
we
mean,
don't have any here.
You know,
Mm-mm.
so I'm just waiting for the skeletons to be their skeletons or their skins to be on my screen. In the middle of the night they come out and they shed, and then you'll find their whatever you call them.
When I first started all this, I would have never thought that so many people from New York and New Jersey would be quilters.
Mm-hmm.
I just think of that as high fashion and all that stuff,
Yeah, and
Walking on the red carpet.
like New York City, I don't think hardly has any quilt shops. Only
No,
like
it doesn't. No, and
Yeah,
up here
Terry
there's
said
not
it
many
doesn't.
quilt shops. I've run out of this.
Oh,
Like down to I don't even have anything I can Frankenpiece. All right, I guess cornerstones it is. I have enough that if I do cornerstones, I can make it work. I just don't have any of the fabric, so I'm just gonna have to throw some other kind of tula in here and just go with it. Oh, I have some of this. Let's see. Can I?
And you know
just-
that to me, that's hard to imagine about no quilt shops, because I'd say within 30 to 45 minutes of me, there's probably 10.
Well, I've told you before that the closest quilt shop for me is 2 hours, and we're in the South, and there's a lot of quilters in the South. But I guess there's no quilters in my area.
Huh.
I have to go closer to Atlanta to get to the quilt shops, or to southern northern Florida.
Yeah.
And I think one of the quilt shops that was 2 hours away is actually closing. But I never went there because all they sold was modern fabric. You know, they did modern quilting, which
Yeah.
is fine because I like the look, but it wasn't going to draw me in for just modern fabric.
Uh-huh. The closest one to me is like 10 miles away.
And then I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday to buy some polyfill because Joe had this thing that she made on her channel. She had a video where she made this laptop or cell phone stand that was really, really cute. And I want to go ahead and make that. And I went out to get some polyfill. And the Hobby Lobby has changed. They've introduced more items that is not really crafting related. You know, they have
Like what?
they have more t-shirts, but it's not, you know, it's just more stuff. It's just more stuff. It's they are redoing the floor plan. And so the fabric aisle extended a little, which was surprising to me. And they are bringing in a lot more of their brand that Sewology. I
Yeah.
think their brand is Sewology.
Mhm.
But then there's other items in the store that are not really, I guess maybe it's just me because I don't do that type of crafting. But just weird stuff. I almost expect canned vegetables to end up in their soup or something.
Well, our local Hobby Lobby, I mean, it's got a pretty big fabric area,
Yeah, ours says too.
Yeah, mine does not.
and it hasn't changed. I mean, in years, it's still for the floor plan. It's still the same.
Yeah, Joe, I really like that. My laptop is a convertible, so it would help to sit I have a stand that I keep my laptop on when I'm doing videos, and I think I would like that. I saw that and I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna make it." So you guys got to go to Joe's channel and see how she makes it. It was really simple. I don't know, as an Asian, I might not want to give up that rice, but
Is
I
it,
might have to step it with something else. Huh?
it's a cell phone stand or
It's big enough to hold your laptop on,
Oh,
but
okay.
my laptop, when I say it's a convertible, it actually folds flat. I can turn it over and use it as a tablet. So
Oh,
you
okay.
can use it as a tab, and it has it is big enough and cushiony enough that you have plenty of room. You could sit it on your sewing station, keep your tablet up,
Okay.
or you can put your phone on it. And I was also thinking it would be a good thing to keep your patterns on,
Mhm.
because you could just stick a pin in it to keep your pattern sitting upright so you could see it and not look at it flat.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then use it as a pin cushion too.
Well, I got one of Lori Holt's stands.
Yeah, that's what I've got. And it's magnetic, and I have these little
Bye, Bernice.
things that are metal.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye,
Yeah.
Bernice.
Bye.
I have a Lori Hope stand too. I got it free from Fat Quarter Shop a couple years ago.
Mm.
It was a members only thing when I did their membership. And if you bought, I think it was $50 worth of fabric, you got one free. But I never use it because it takes up so much space.
Mine's up against my wall.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. Sometimes it takes up so much space.
I just
I have a recipe stand.
Yeah.
yeah, see?
Yeah, it's about that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is heavy. This is really
But,
heavy.
yeah. One thing I like about it, because it's metal,
Yeah.
that you could do a little magnet to it.
Yeah. Mine's
Mhm.
Sometimes when I want to look at the pattern, then it's kind of,
Yeah.
mine's like that, but it's yellow. It's like
I got the yellow one.
the fan may, affect it because it's right up
I got
above.
mine before the yellow came out.
Yeah, I got the yellow one and I got it for free. It's not something I would have gone out and purchased because it was so big.
Oh.
Mhm.
But I use
That
I
was
use
in my
it.
Lori Hope phase.
So Joe, I'm just gonna make one or two, one for the kids, and when they're here, and one for myself. I will let
Only
you.
gonna make one or two, but she bought a bag about this big of the polyfill.
Well, so the reason I bought 2 bags of polyfill, and that is because I was only going to buy 1 bag, and then they had a pattern for a bear on the back of the polyfill to make a little stuffed bear, and I said, "Ooh, I could use that with my extra fabric, make some stuffed
Well,
bears."
sometimes it takes more polyfill than what you think it's going to take,
I don't know, Joe. How much polyfill am I going to need? Am I going to need to stick
According
the
to-
whole bag in? It's a
According to
12 ounce.
how full you want it. Like, say, if you're making a pillow or
Mhm.
an animal or something, how full you want it to be,
I've got a bag of polyfill that I've had for probably 3 years because I don't use it up enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got some too.
3.5.
Joe said that she bought a 20-pound bag. Well, I'm kind of in this stage right now, and I won't say it's that I lost my sojo. I'm kind of putting a pause on block making, and I have quilts that I need to finish, or blocks that I need to throw into quilts, but I've not really
Yeah.
had any desire to start a new quilt project. But I still want to sew.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things that are halfway done.
Me too.
Mhm.
Me too.
Get busy.
Yeah, well, I'm not
That
starting.
Old Glory. I gotta
Mhm.
sandwich it yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just.
The top's all done. The back's ready. I just gotta sandwich it and quilt it.
Yeah, I was reading something on Sean's page about, I think it's that cutie frame. So you all tell me that somebody was looking at the cutie frame and they said that you still have to sandwich the quilt.
You do.
That
Yes.
you can't.
You do. I have one. You do.
Yep.
I'm not sure. That might be the one that Mona's wanting to get.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why she's on a
She
no
asked me. She
fabric
asked me
right
about
now.
mine. She asked me about mine. I sent her pictures of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe uses polyfill. Oh, Joe, did you ever see Mona's little short about that filler that she bought where it just exploded on her?
Oh, I've got some that I bought from Soya that is really good, but I've stuffed it back in there and I go to open the cabinet and it's kind of come out, you can see it. But I mean, they stuffed that thing like, I don't know if they use a machine to stuff it in there or what, but it is really packed in that bag but they hadn't sold that in a long time.
Well, see,
Hmm.
Joe, she makes a bunch of different things that she can use the polyfill
Yeah.
for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't think I remember. I don't think I have any polyfill. I don't think I do anything with polyfill.
Well, eventually I'm going to make Jaden like a memory bear, and
Mhm.
I'm going to use some of it then. But I've got a whole bag of polyfill. But you never know around Christmas time or whatever. It's
I
not.
was going to make some gnomes, and
Yeah, it's nice to
that's
just
why I
have
bought
it
it.
on hand. So you don't have to keep running to the store for stuff.
I know I'm going
Mm.
off topic, but I think we all got suckered into buying a lot of fabric at the Fat Quarter Shop because I have that yellow Lori Holt. It's right here. I keep all my needle minders because they keep sending me needle minders and I don't know what else to do with them. So I just put them on
I
the app.
know.
It's like enough with the meat. I mean, they're
Okay, here's
cute,
what I did
but
with my one needle minder. On my Bernina, I have this like foot that helps with the 1/4 inch. You scoot it over and you unscrew it. Well, there's times I need to move it away and not use it. And I had this little bitty screwdriver I got from Soyo, which I really like because I have lost my Bernina one and I don't know where the heck it went. So under there, I don't know what you call it, but under the sewing machine to the right of the needle, I put a needle minder there and I put that little screw and it's always there. I don't have to worry about it.
Well, I finally dug one of mine out because I understand what Leon is saying in the sew sampler boxes. I kept getting needle minders and I do not cross stitch. But I did pull one out for my embroidery, and we'll see if I even finish that one that I bought. And I stuck it on there. I'm like, oh, good. I get to finally use something from the sew sampler box that's not a scissor.
Some of my needle minders, Rita sent me, if you've seen that black bag that she has and it's got like a scarf around it.
Yeah.
Well, her initial, she sent me one. And
Oh,
so
okay.
I kind of decorated needle minders on it and some different pins I've gotten
That's good. That's a good thing.
and stuck them on there. And sometimes I'll give them as a gift, in something.
I'm gonna have to watch that, Joe. And I don't know why you would have a screwdriver addiction. I mean, like,
But finding those, I went to not Hobby Lobby. I went to Harbor Freight to try to get a little one,
mhm.
and all of theirs they were too long. So when they come up with these little bitty ones, I'm like, that's going to be great. That's
I'd
just
still,
the size I need for that screw there.
Janice, you have never bought anything from the Fat Quarter Shop?
Wow, I have.
Oh my goodness.
What is
I
wrong
do.
with her?
Yeah, I do not buy as many items as I have in the past, but I've really slowed down on my purchasing. Y'all got me buying other weird things, notions. I mean, from every place else, I'm on a notion hunt. But if you ever want inexpensive layer cakes and stuff, they have good sales. You just have to check it because
they
as soon
do.
as it as
Gotten
soon as it
several
goes
that-
on sale, people buy it up.
But I don't really buy a lot from the Fat Quarter Shop.
I get the soul sampler.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And this is the first year that I've ordered it.
Oh, I've done that for 3 or 4 years.
Well,
So I've been
I
looking
do
at
one
Lynn.
year and then change the next year to
Mhm.
just try different ones.
Well, I tried that Mrs. Quilty. I didn't like that one.
The first one I did was the ginger quilter, and I really
Mhm.
liked it.
I love my ginger quilter. I'm
But then
uploading
she
my.
went up on the price, which I understand. I thought, well, it's time for me to try a different one.
So
So-
Lynn at Soft Squares, I haven't purchased from her yet. I saw that Janice had a video where she purchased that white on white fabric that I actually saw on one of Lynn's videos.
Yeah, she's
And I
on.
was watching,
She's on Monday night.
and I'm trying to refocus and spend my money on smaller businesses
Hmm.
and not these big
Yeah.
places. I want to be able to support the smaller people.
Yeah, I shifted as well, Lisa. I only get the Soul Sampler from Fat Quarter Shop, and I now just
Yeah.
buy from smaller ones like Rita. I was on Rita's site the other day. I thought that was
Mhm.
so cute that when she said her grandson did it, I was like expecting a 20-something-year-old. I think that's so sweet.
No.
That
Oh
he's like
no,
No.
he's
15.
15.
I know, that's so cute.
I
So
think
yeah.
the website has improved because I went and looked at it the other day.
Yeah.
It looks
Mhm.
Has.
better.
But yes, I'm doing the same thing. And there's another one that I found. I met this lady at a festival, and she's so super sweet. Her name is Carmen, and she has a place. So if you guys are looking, Carmen's Quilt Shop in Missouri. She is a one-woman thing. She does her own. She has her own store, and she does quilting as well, like long arming for people. And her pictures are so charming. It's in like an old vintage like house. Her whole store. It's really kind of
Mhm.
cool. So I'm with you, Lisa. I'm going for all these little guys.
Well, I've ordered 2 yards of fabric from her, but one thing I like, it's not like you have to pay for it like right then because I had trouble. I didn't get an invoice or nothing.
Mhm.
I guess there was some problem. They didn't get my email. And so I've talked to her a couple of times and she gave me her cell phone number and all that. And she apologized for it, which I mean, that happens,
Mhm.
doesn't bother me. But I want to make sure that she gets her money. But she said if I don't want to pay right away, I can they'll just keep it and then I can add more things to it,
Hi, Jamie. How are you? But so I really want to focus. Everything is so expensive right now, and we have
Yeah.
less dollars to work with in spending on the things that we want.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if it's so expensive for us, then it has to really be expensive for these small business owners,
Yeah.
whether they're selling, little vintage things, fabric or whatever. And I
Mhm.
want to be able to support them with my dollars so that they can stay open because I don't want to always complain, well, this shop closed or that closed. Well, had I
Yeah.
spent my money there instead of always going to Amazon and paying that little bit of extra.
Yeah.
Ours across the river closed,
Well,
but it
the
hasn't been opened in the town next to me.
closest quilt shop to me, the one that's 10 miles away, what they'll do when they get low, they'll have like an end of the boat sale
Mm-hmm.
and they'll put it on Facebook and they get more coverage that way. Or you'll go in their shop and you see all these little kit things that they put together, and it's because they're wanting to turn it over, quicker.
Well,
And
and
not just have it sitting there for a long time.
you purchase things from Temu. I have never purchased anything from Temu,
Mhm.
Janice.
Either.
Me
I've
neither.
heard more people on YouTube have bought Temu fabric and they say they end up giving it to Goodwill or throwing it away because it has such an odor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never purchased fabric from them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've never purchased from Temu, but I also noticed that I want to support smaller creators, smaller
Yeah.
channels, and not so much of these people who have tens of thousands of,
Not like
subs-
Soya at Quarter Shop or big
subscribers.
ones.
But when you try to go to YouTube and look for these smaller up and coming channels who either they sell product or they're just starting out with the YouTube, because personally, this is just for fun. It's just for talking. So I'll be happy to talk to one person, on the video. But if somebody is trying to build a business, build a brand, and they need to start, it is really hard to find them on YouTube. I
Yeah.
mean, because they don't have advertisers, they don't have,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
memberships, and you look for it, you put keywords in there, and you get Back Quarter Shop comes up, or you get
Yeah.
Missouri Star, and you get these big channel names that keep coming up. So
Yeah.
if you know of anybody, any small YouTubers that you watch, I really want to promote them. I want to promote their
Yeah,
channels.
I
If they
just
sell
learned about
goods.
soft squares in the last week. I didn't know about them at all. And where I heard about it was from Jean.
I heard about it from Liana.
So
Yeah, we partner a lot.
I
I
say
mean-
I was watching Liana the other day. Well, not the other day, but
What?
it was Liana with Lynn that I
Yes.
first saw Lynn.
Mike, well, first of all, my channel's so small I can't do subscriptions yet, but I'm not planning on ever doing a subscription. I don't plan, even if the channel grows, I don't ever plan on doing subscriptions.
Oh, the memberships. I got rid of my memberships.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
felt so terrible. I was actually having so much guilt. I had the memberships only up for 3 months, and then my son said something, and it clicked to me, and then you know what? Then someone said, "Oh, I'm going to, subscribe to your membership like in 2 weeks when I get my check." No, please
No.
don't do that, because if
Yeah.
you're waiting to wait on a check, you need your check. You do not need to send me money, because YouTube takes more than half of it anyway. So like, no.
yeah.
So
I
that's
don't
what I got rid of it. And they
anybody-
kind of penalized me for that.
Did they? Well, I
Quite a
don't.
bit. A lot of my money. I mean, I had a good kitty going there.
Mhm.
And when I canceled, they took about half of my money. And I know that
Hmm.
that money was already slotted for that. It's not like it
Mhm.
was like from the memberships. And when I said I was disabling it, it said that there was like some kind of penalty or something. I
Oh
don't-
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't plan. Whenever I'm at that stage, if it grows, that's great. If it doesn't, that's great. But I do not plan on offering a membership because
I
I
felt
always,
too bad.
yeah, I just,
I was actually losing sleep over it, thinking, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, how many?" I only had a handful, because I wasn't really promoting it after
Mhm.
I thought about it. But like, I was actually losing sleep. I hope that person really can afford that, because I would really hate that they're not living their best life because they feel like they have to. Like, I love my subscribers no matter whether they can pay for it or not. I don't
That's
want them to feel like they're extra special. Like, everybody's special evenly. There's an even special.
Mhm.
well, I always feel like you don't have to pay to be my friend. You do not have to pay to come to my house. And when we have this is a time where we all come together. And so I'm not going to charge you to talk to me. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
You
I'm
gotta
really,
go to
I'm really
OnlyFans for
against
that.
memberships.
huh?
You gotta go to OnlyFans for that.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And things are crazy, and it does add up. If
And I
It's-
feel bad, because I don't want any other creator to think that I'm turning my nose down to their memberships. They're people extremely successful with it. They've worked very hard for it, and they need that income. Like, that's what they need. They need that income. And I'm not saying I didn't need the income. I'm just saying, for me, it was a very hard thing to do.
Yeah,
And
and
it could change my mind in 5 years when I retire from my state job. I may be at a different place where, you know what? I'm going to put in all this time to really give him an extra special experience. And maybe I will have to then do that. But right now I can't. I have too much
And-
guilt.
Yeah, and that's, I'm not putting anybody down because
Right, me too.
I subscribe to channels to help
Right.
support their channels, and I'm not looking for perks or anything. It's just to
Yeah,
subscribe to them. And
Right.
I did remove my support from some bigger channels, so that way I could direct those funds to some smaller channels to help
Right.
them out.
Yeah.
So if that is your livelihood, if that is you're building a brand, that's fine. I'm not planning on building a brand. This is, like I said, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
I don't get to, I don't get to see anybody. So this is just a fun, good time. It's like getting together with family.
That's
you
the
know?
way my channel is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
don't
getting-
make very many videos, but I still haven't done a live.
I'm still waiting. We're
I
still
know.
waiting. Moaning.
And I see that button up there to stream to your audience.
Yep. I mean, we're waiting. Mona and I are waiting.
I
We're
know.
waiting to go on your channel.
I know. And I put you both down as moderators if I ever do.
Yeah. And one day you're just going to pop up. You're just going to pop up at 3:00 in the morning and say, I'm going live because
Yeah.
See who's really out there with me.
Now, sometimes I will
I'd be
get
surprised.
free 1 month membership to stuff, which is
Yeah.
okay, but I'm not going to end up, paying for it.
Jamie, I
Well,
don't understand
don't
why you
intend-
haven't. I don't understand why Jamie hasn't done a live because she has a very good on-screen presence, much like Liana is. I saw you on an interview. I can't remember where. Last week, I was watching something where you were being
Katie's?
Was
interviewed.
that with
Huh?
Katie?
You talking about me? I was on Katie's live last week.
No,
and then I
no,
was
no,
on Crystal's.
Jamie. Jamie
Oh,
from the. She was on a live. Yes, Janice does live, and she's got such a sweet personality.
Yes.
I love. Okay, so it was Katie's. Yeah, you do really well.
I
You
thought
should
it
do
was
a live.
Katie's.
But I will say that it's easier if you have somebody with you
Yeah.
because then
yeah.
you're not just talking to the screen.
And Mona's willing to come up with me,
Mm-hmm.
but I just haven't. I haven't clicked the button.
You'll get there and we will be there. Now, my schedule doesn't always allow me to watch the lives, especially if it's during the week.
It's funny because both Lisa and Mona have told me you need to go live on Friday afternoon at 2:00.
Yes.
Mona's
Yes.
gonna get you
So
too.
I'm thinking about doing a live Friday, but not at 2:00. There's like a little teeny tiny time slot between I think 5 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about sneaking in there at that time.
But Deb, you could, if you do it at 2, see, Fridays, I don't have many meetings in the afternoon. Now, my husband does come home earlier on Fridays, but my work schedule is a little bit more relaxed, so I can interact in the chat. I can't come live. So I would support you in the chat.
Uh-huh.
I can put you on my laptop and watch you while I'm working and
But see,
chat.
my 2:00 would be your 3:00.
But that's fine because I chat on
hoping
Mona's.
it's later than you think it is.
Yeah. But I chat on Mona's while I'm working, and sometimes I'm not even working. I'm just listening to y'all.
There's that quilt.
Oh, cute.
Oh, how pretty!
I had to put cornerstones from another line. I had Swiss cheese, Tula Pink Swiss cheese fabric, I call it. And I just plucked 4. It's not from the same line, but actually it is from the same line. It's just not the same fabric. It's all right. Someone will love
Yeah.
it.
Yes, they will.
She just throws out quilts every time I see her. She's just finished another quilt like every day.
Well, there's nothing else I do. I don't like sit there. I'm not a person to sit there and watch TV without
Mhm.
doing something. I
I can do that real easy.
I try. Like it drives everybody nuts. My husband would love for me just to sit and watch TV all day with him. No, he doesn't
Janice,
watch TV all day, but you know what I mean.
Janice, did you get put on Sean's schedule for your Fridays? I tried to get it, and my husband was a little bit busy. Like Gladys comes on at 5:00 on Fridays, and it's really hard for me to catch Gladys because I have to cook supper for my husband,
Yeah.
or whatever on a Friday. And there's a time period when I'm getting off of work and trying to adjust to
Mhm.
whatever else has to be done. Good. Yeah, Sean has that schedule out if you ever need to know some creators.
Janice, you're going to be waiting a little bit longer.
And I have my live starting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Now, see, that's late.
I know. And I'm forgiving you because I saw you on Mona's live the other night.
But hers is earlier.
7. Hers is
Yeah, the time.
Hers is. No, hers is at 6.
7 Eastern. 7 Eastern.
7.
6 my time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's easy. And I didn't stay there the whole time.
Mhm. Yeah, you left because when you left, I think it was 9:45 my time or 8:45 my time when you got off.
Yeah, I was only on there half hour, 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So,
Mona was surprised I showed up too. Hey, she sent me the link. So, and he was out. Remember, we had that big branch that fell?
mm-hmm.
And he was out working on that.
Well, my
He has a handsaw to get rid of it. So it takes him a while. So he had been out there all day Wednesday working on it. And I'm
well,
like,
yeah,
he's not inside, so I'll just go on the live with her.
that's good. Well, Liana was saying about sitting down and not, just sitting there and watching TV, not being able to do that. And yesterday I was with my husband sitting down and I have that embroidery thing that I'm going to tell you, I clicked a couple of times. It's like I started it and I wasn't happy, clicked the thread, start again. But I was sitting there and my husband was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm sitting here with you because now I have something for my hands to do
Mhm.
while you're watching TV." And he's like, "What?"
Yep. You're not
Mona
giving your
did
full
tell
attention
me.
to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Mona did tell me she took her other dog in for some blood work
Mm-hmm.
and she asked the vet how much, her little dog, how much time is left, and it's kind of a short time.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
that is sad.
Yeah.
At first they were talking like months, and now they're talking like weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for her.
Yeah.
Well, and she just lost the cat too.
Yeah. Then the cat just passed away.
While it was eating or something.
Yeah. It was eating, and then it had stopped eating for a second and just
Yeah.
fell over.
Well,
Had a heart attack.
And
Fell
she
over.
had scheduled to take the cat in to have the cat checked. She told me because she just noticed that her cat looked really thin, and she was
Yeah,
wondering
had been losing weight.
why.
mm-hmm. That's sad.
Well, I'm going to have to run because everybody is up and we're probably going to have breakfast here shortly. But you all have a wonderful Mother's Day.
You
out
too.
there
Happy
and
Mother's Day
everyone
to you.
and everyone in the chat. I don't see the chat when I go on StreamYard, so I gotta remember to have a second device on, which nothing is charged. So story of my life, nothing is ever charged except for this phone.
Oh, I charge everything while I'm sleeping.
Oh, that's
That's
I
what
should
I
get
do.
into that habit. I really should. All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful day.
Bye.
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 Okay.
All right. Now there's just 4 of us.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I heard it raining a few minutes ago.
It rained really early here this morning.
It's finally not raining here.
Sun's out now.
Sun's out. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ask you all, this is only supposed to be an hour, but I'm going to ask for your help because on my Monday night lives, and I believe on Mona's Wednesday night, we want to really support some of the smaller channels and acknowledge them and, show some of the things they do, maybe try some of the things they do, Joe. And if you know of a creator that you follow that you like, that is not big and well known, if you will comment after the video, after the live ends, so that we can check them out and support them.
I printed up that sheet that
Mm-hmm.
Sean made.
Yeah, I looked at that, but I noticed some weren't on there, but I don't remember
Who? Yeah, there's some smaller channels that I watch that I like, that I watch during the week on the TV. I put them on during the
Yeah.
week, and I don't comment on them, but I like to watch them. And it's been really hard for me to watch Debbie from In Quilt Fest. For some reason, I have a meeting here lately every time she's live.
Well,
Tuesday.
there's just so many. There's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
Mhm,
You can't just. You have to kind of pick and choose what you like.
mhm. And like I said, I'm really moving away from some of the bigger things. Like I can't.
Yeah,
I don't remember when I watched Kimberly Jolly last. The Backwater Shop.
I couldn't tell you when I did
I
either.
haven't watched. Probably a year ago when I watched her, but I just don't anymore.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
haven't
and-
watched Pat Sloan either.
I haven't watched Pat Sloan or Missouri Star, or
I haven't either.
I've just been.
Never watched Pat Sloan.
And I think it's because and I don't know how you feel, but when you first get into quilting, you're consuming all the information. You're just trying to build up your knowledge base and consuming all the information and all the styles. And these are the people that get promoted because they're big. So that's
Yeah.
the ones you go
Yeah.
to. And you buy all your fabric from them. You do everything they do.
Yes.
And then you develop a style. And I learn more. Good morning, June. I learn more from smaller YouTube channels than I do from the bigger one, because
Yeah.
they're pushing patterns and fabric lines, and they're trying to, sell the
And
product.
sometimes they're promoting just their products.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the smaller channels, I've learned techniques
Yeah.
and certain things. And I said, hey, I like that style a lot better,
Yes.
or I didn't know you could blend all this. I didn't know you have to buy every piece from a certain fabric line, that I can take this fabric line and that
Yeah.
fabric line and not necessarily be scrappy, but have something that comes out that looks really good.
Yeah.
Or like y'all do, you make me buy stuff now because I'm blaming it on you.
We make you buy.
And y'all make me buy stuff. I see a notion that y'all have that you just love, and I say, "Ooh, I got to try it out." And I'm not going to return something that I bought, and try it out.
I need to buy some bigger clips. Yeah, I have a bunch of these small ones,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I need to get some that are bigger
Yeah.
because
I've
I
got
want
my
to
big one.
make some bags.
I bought,
I want the bigger ones.
the ones that came in the Sew Sampler, the big ones that came in the Sew Sampler probably
Yeah.
a year ago. They curl your fabric.
Do you think I can find them?
No,
I don't know where I put them.
you don't want that. You don't want that brand because they curl your fabric.
I got this one, and this one's from the sewing studio where I got that
Wait, let me make you bigger because I want to see
that
it.
kit for the bag. This came with it.
Okay. That looks sturdy.
It is. It's very sturdy. And it has a magnet on the back.
Oh, okay. And you're right, Joe. There's too many promotions and they're annoying. But I was watching Janice because she had a little birthday package, and she got these little these little sewing machine sticks that you get from Amazon. Somebody sent, I think it was Liana that sent it to her for her birthday, and I used it on my sewing machine, and it is really good. It works better than a paintbrush, to clean out your sewing machine or the little brushes, and it also works. Sheila, it works on cleaning your Aliso iron
Huh.
because it's sturdy enough that you can, and thin enough that you can get in the grooves of your
Yes,
Aliso.
one day my big iron, because I had used it a lot for pressing,
Mm-hmm.
and there was all this little fuzzy stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's in between the
Good morning,
plate
Donnell.
and the other part. So I went and got a Q-tip
Mm-hmm.
and cleaned all of that out.
Yeah, and so if you're Aliso, or I have a little Baby Bear sewing machine that has that grooves in it too, and so I cleaned that out. But if your Aliso ever smells like it's burning, it's because it's burning that the fuzz in there.
The lint, yeah.
Yeah, it is burning. So I cleaned both of mine out, and
Well, that's only happened one time that it had all that in there. And I've looked several times and it's never built up again.
but if you go from the back side of your Aliso where the power cord is, and stick that Q-tip in the back, and you're gonna dig out a whole bunch of fuzz.
Oh, I haven't done that. Maybe I need to do that then.
I pulled out so much, and it was burnt. And
Huh.
I'm thinking, well, I don't know if it's a fire hazard or not.
But this was like lint or something.
Mhm.
But it was real.
Well, that's-
I just noticed it one day. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well, a lot of it was my batting fuzz.
Yeah.
When you're ironing your quilt or you're making a placemat or whatever, was batting fuzz, or the fuzz that just flies around my house. I
Yeah.
guess.
And I've got like a little Aliso I use just every once in a while. I mainly get the sewing retreat. I've never seen it on it.
Joe was doing a 2-year anniversary mega giveaway on the 22nd. So write it down. Go find her channel.
I
This is
saw
gonna-
that on one of her videos.
Yes. So go ahead and hit the notification button. And crossing your fingers that I win everything. Okay.
I won again from Janice. I think I got a block magazine. And I'm going to have to pay it forward because I already have it.
Yeah, Micah, she said Mike, the 22nd. Yeah.
On the 22nd. Let me write that.
Mm-hmm. Mega giveaway. I don't normally join giveaways either. I normally do not sign up. There's a few every now and then. I like to do Mona's because it makes her crazy and she never remembers anything.
Yeah.
I like
do.
Mona's.
I do Mona's for the confusion factor.
Oh,
I
my
do
goodness.
Joe's. I do Janice's. I do Mona's. That's about it.
Well, I have good intentions. Sometimes they have the Google Docs or something that you have to fill out, and I'll have a sticky note, and I go off and do something and forget about it, and
Yep.
then it comes after the fact.
And then you find the piece of paper, and then you're like, what was this?
Yes, what is this scribbly note? Oh, and before we leave, if you're looking for a free cute pattern, Quilts by Carmel has that butterfly pattern that she just released. And she gives you the instructions. Quilts by Carmel. I like watching Quilts by Carmel. Good morning, Jean.
Good morning, Jean.
Does any know Fallon?
Yeah.
Wait, she put felons? Does anybody know about anything about Fallon's?
She's giving away a sewing machine donated by Soya.
Oh, I saw that. I think I entered that.
I
When
think
we first were talking about it, but
what to be entered for Fallon's, it was you had to make a purchase and then you were automatically entered in her giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
I know Mona has bought some merchandise from Fallon
Rulers.
and
Mhm.
your rulers, yeah, and
Yeah.
she really likes them.
Uh-huh.
yep.
But I haven't.
They're really sturdy. I have a ruler and they're really sturdy.
Excuse me.
The one that I bought was for straight edge quilting, but the only thing is that it does not fit very well on my sewing machine because I have a short shank. And that knob gets in the way when the needle's going up and down.
Hmm.
So, but Quilts by Carmel, and you can go ahead if you don't know who she is, go ahead and connect with her. She's got if Deb and Carmel ever got together on a live, we would all have to wear Depends because they're giggles. They both have such infectious. Carmel's laugh, she has the cutest laugh and the cutest personality. And I just think I was watching her butterfly video and I was thinking of Deb and Carmel doing it together, just giggling through the whole.
Now, I've seen Carmel on T Quilts some. And
Yes.
I've watched Quilts by Carmel just every once in a while.
Well, she just has such
Well,
a
that
bubbly
might happen on the
personality.
25th.
On the 25th.
Yeah.
Okay. What might happen? Oh, do we have just a little bit of lag here?
Yeah. It was spinning
Okay.
for a little bit.
Okay. It's that solar flare that's zapping them strawberries.
Gotta be because
That's what we had.
yeah, the 25th
Mike,
at 9:00 my time on Donnell's.
Mike, that's so
It
sweet of
should
you
be a
taking
good
care of your
time.
mom. That's so sweet of you. And I still envision your wasn't it her climbing up on the ladder that you were telling us about a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
But that's so sweet of you taking care of her. I'll love to see that. But anyway, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. Donnell's on here. Donnell goes live this morning.
Yep.
And so if you can check her out and y'all have a good Mother's Day. Spend time in your sewing rooms. Turn on the TV or your laptop. Go listen to everybody.
Debbie
And
will be on this afternoon. So will Teresa.
mm-hmm,
I'm going to be gone most of the day.
yeah. But I hope y'all have a good time. Again, if you know anybody, small channel that you support after the live, just leave a comment because sometimes I take notes and I forget. They get mixed up with all my other notes. But leave a comment so I can check them out. I really want to support these small channels. And
Yeah.
if you can, I'll be on tomorrow night.
All right, I'll be there tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
What, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
So
Well,
bring
that's
some
a good
food.
picture of you, Mike.
What?
On
Hi, Beverly.
Quasar and Peeps. He just put a picture of himself up there.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he subscribes to Donnell's channel. But y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good Mother's Day. Thank you so much for making my Mother's Day good just by being here. And but we will talk to y'all
Yeah.
later.
All right.
See you
Bye.
in the chat somewhere. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh, my queen
Bye.
wave.
Everybody, bye.